Bhairava Kalike Namostute. Om Namo Bhairava Namo Namo Bhairava Sadhana. So good morning. We are back on yet another video. I've not been putting a lot of videos because I believe that most of what I've put should give a general idea of the thoughts that are projected onto my head, and unless there is some specific questions that I receive in the email or in comments which I feel that need to be addressed, I don't think that episode after episode kind of a thing, a commercialized way of addressing anything to do with Bhairav Baba or Ma Kaali is respectful to them. So that is why I have been a little away from videos and all that. So whatever I've already put in, I find that it is their will. It is their will that who receives guidance and who does not receive guidance, who is able to take, even if it is in my understanding, I've always felt that you could show a sheet of paper written with exactly the instructions to two people, and one of them will be able to grasp it, and without any kind of self-doubt they'll be able to go through that path, and you will find somebody else who will have that in their hand, and every word they will not be able to muster the confidence from within to believe that even if they make the mistake, the deity will hold their hand and that to just keep going. So this is the difference between that kind of people who continuously raise a few doubts. I've understood. I would have put a 45 or 1 hour video on a specific subject, and they would be asking a question which should have been addressed for an hour in that video once again in the comment, the same question. So one more comment from me is not going to put that question to rest, when the entire 1 hour of me speaking directly to them through the video has not addressed that question. Then me talking taking another 30 seconds to put a comment as a reply will not make any difference, because something else is blocking that passage of knowledge. So that is how I look at it. So whoever is supposed to get that nuances or the hidden meaning or sometimes the very plain meaning of whatever I have put across will get it, and whoever is being blocked from it, they need not continuously watch the video like it is podcast being released in a commercial way. It is not. One day whatever I have put, if one video makes sense to you, do not worry and immediately jump to the next video and try to make sense out of it. Even if it doesn't make sense, one day it will make sense. So just leave it. The video that has made sense to you, listen to what that says to you and just go about it. This channel is not a podcast, nor is it anything to do with releasing content after content. No, the purpose of this is not that. It is only when it becomes certain things come together that I force myself to put a video out. And even many of you have asked for videos quite regularly, but let me tell you, it doesn't happen, because many times after seeing a comment or two, I think probably it is time to put a video. Many things will go wrong. I will not be able to put the video at all, including physical issues. For example, I'll just tell you a small story. Yesterday I wanted to put a video, yesterday morning, and I went to bed on Friday night. I woke up with swollen lips, and this side of my entire face was like swollen, and I was not able to talk. So let me tell you, it is not like I decide when to come and talk to you, no. But today morning I did not want to put a video, but as soon as I had finished my Nitya Upasana, that sort of struck, and I knew that today it will happen. So it is like that. It is not that I decide, it has to come through. Many times some issue or the other will come up to such an extent that I will not be able to put a video at all. So I will not do it. When it is time, when there is specific number of questions that has come into my inbox, or I have gone through in the comments which specifically need to be addressed, only then I have been putting videos. Otherwise it is not content creation or a commercialized way of releasing episode after episode every Friday or every Saturday. That's not going to happen. And if one video does not make sense to you, do not bother about it. Do not try to immediately wait for the next video as a set of instruction. Understand that this path is not about Saturday to Saturday. It is not Friday to Friday. Today we talk about Vattuka Bhairava, and next Saturday we talk about Kaala Bhairava, and then we get confused on whom to go after. Is it Vattuka Bhairava or Kaala Bhairava? Please understand that whatever instruction made sense to you beginning, put 2-3 years into it. That is how it is. The knowledge of the next video, that if it talks about Kaala Bhairava and what is Kaala Bhairava, who is he, if it goes into it, it will lie in your memory forever. Across lifetimes, it is going to lie in your soul. It is going to lie in the latent memory of your jiva. So today it might not make sense to you, but in some other birth, it will simply come up and you will simply follow that path suddenly, and you might start the sadhana of Kaala Bhairava without any guidance. Because whatever you are accumulated in this birth will stay within your jiva. Understand that. Stop being desperate. It is not video to video. There is no requirement for you to see me. There is no requirement for you to wait for anybody's instructions. What you have already started, they already know. When it comes to a point where with the collapse of this Gurukula itself, where we do not find genuine people at all, when the collective, when 10, 15, 20, 30, 100 people together have one specific question in mind, somewhere or the other it will come to you either through some random video or through some text, or a simple comment might make sense to you. So don't worry about whether the next video makes sense to you. It will make sense to you one day. It could not even be in this life. Many of the things that I do, I will simply pick up without any kind of external confirmations by physically somebody telling me or anything. I'll simply start doing, and later on, when I start getting a doubt that I've been doing this for so long, I just picked it up, is it right? After that, I'll get a sign that it is right. So please start trusting yourself. In human, I think in science itself, there have been times wherein if the brain truly believes that it is going through a specific condition, if the brain truly believes that the medicine it is taking is a medicine that is going to cure some problem in the human body, actually science has noted that these changes begin to occur in the body. So it ultimately comes down to how much do you believe that you are going the right path. If you continuously keep asking yourself, am I going in the right path? Am I going in the right path? Is this the right path? Am I wasting my time? Your body, which is itself a yantra, it is not functioning right now. You are stopping your body from functioning. So if I say that Om Bhairavaya Namaha is enough for 10 lifetimes, trust it. Don't immediately think that do I need to take some other mantra which will be more powerful. Like for example, somebody texted me on WhatsApp and they asked me, I'm feeling very low today, can you give me a mantra which will fasten my this one? Please understand, these are not at all Bhairava mantras especially are not at all for immediate relief of any kind. They are something that you are repositorying and storing in your jiva, so that you can carry across lifetimes. A simple Om Bhairavaya Namaha will take you across lifetimes. I'm not even talking about this lifetime. I'm not even talking about next 1 year. But any other video that comes in with that fresh knowledge, take it and soak it in fully. You might even forget it. Because I post videos and I do not even remember the title of my videos. I don't even remember what I spoke in the last 5 videos. If I look into it, okay, yeah, I know the knowledge. The knowledge is within me. But what have I spoken? What is the title of that video? I don't remember. Because that is how it should be. You take knowledge in and then you move on. Do not keep doubting the knowledge that you already have. Don't keep continuously thinking that is this knowledge right? Is what I am doing right? So today I saw a podcast on Vattuka Bhairava. Tomorrow I saw a podcast on Kaala Bhairava. Now I think whether is Vattuka Bhairava the right deity for me, or should I actually go to Kaala Bhairava? No. Take the knowledge in. Om Bhairavaya Namaha does not attach to any specific form. The form that you visualize here is the form. If that form is also not right for you, he still knows, he is still aware that you are calling to him and you will finally go there. This fear that you have within yourself is going to stop your body's ability to manifest Bhairava within you. If your body thinks that even if it is taking a small vitamin tablet, but it is a treatment for some major disease, your body will itself start functioning towards treatment of that disease because it thinks that it is consuming that medicine. This sort of placebo experiments have been done all over the world. This research exists. This is a fact. So when you say the mantra, also believe it from within that you are heading towards this deity every day. Today I had a very bad day. Tomorrow I had a very bad day. The day before yesterday was terrible. It was a terrible day. I could not even have spent 10 minutes on myself. I was just collapsing everywhere. But I still sat down and did my Nitya Upasana, the same mantra that I've been doing for the last 10 years. It is counted. I could not, the problem was so big that I'm facing right now in my life, so I'm not able to think about the deity for a second also while uttering the mantra. The deity is well aware that you are in pain. Your pain is also being surrendered. Just do it mechanically, that is also fine. Do not thirst after knowledge to apply it somewhere. You are not moving from 5th standard to 6th standard. You are not moving from 6th to 12th or 12th to UG. You need to understand this. This Macaulay's law of education that the Britishers gave you, that does not apply in this. Whatever knowledge you seek and you obtain, whatever you read will be there. It might not even be used in this life. It might be used in some other life. But it will be there. Believe this. Whatever simple Nama Japa, you are just reading the 108 names, it is enough. They are aware. There is no specific, this mantra if I do, I am going to immediately move faster. The greatest mantra is your body believing truly that the simple Nama Japa is the most effective mantra. Without that belief that I am going in the right path. This is the path. I have got the golden path. I have got the secret path. I have got the secret knowledge. The Guhyapati has shown me the secret of this path. Believe this and keep going in that path. Read whatever you want. Go through whatever videos you want. But do not immediately think that, oh, okay, so what I was doing was wrong. Don't immediately think that. One video will be for you. The other might not even be for you in this Janma. It might work across Janmas, across births. So do not doubt knowledge. This is something that is going to pull you down. And do not doubt the source of knowledge. Knowledge is knowledge. You might go and eat in a 7-star hotel, or you might eat in a small tea stall. Both the places you filled your stomach, the next day both will be the same. So do not think that just because somebody from a great stature with multiple degrees and 1,000 years of cooking heritage cooks and gives you food, only then it will digest and assimilate in your body. No. Even somebody who has just started cooking yesterday but learned something and made a good food for you, it gave you fulfillment and you also enjoyed that food. That is sufficient. Enjoy the food and realize and accept that it is food. Whether it came from a small piece of paper that was lying on the floor and you read the mantra and you liked it and you started doing it for 10 years, or whether it is from an extremely qualified person who is extremely famous, he gives it to you, it is also the same. This, how to make it the same as your body accepting and believing that yes, it is the same. It is like the 5-star and the Gali Ka Kona Wala shop. Both give you food, but if you truly believe it is food and you consume it, that becomes food. Everything at the end becomes the same the next day. Might feel a little rough kind of an example, but that is a fact about Vidya itself. Whatever you consume, if you believe it and you consume, it is going to be extremely effective. Don't become desperate. What about this mantra? Okay, this video says that I should do that. Do not immediately believe that what you're already doing is wrong. What you're already doing is what is right for you at that moment. Make small corrections here and there. Do not immediately jump the ship. Suddenly somebody spoke about Ma Tara. Okay, my feminine form is Ma Tara. From today I will get in the sadhana of Ma Tara only. But you might have been in the sadhana of some other female deity. Why did you quit the form that fast? Ma Tara, if she is meant for you and you have got that knowledge in some other lifetime or some other state of your life, it shall come to you. Do not quit and immediately jump ship. Do not be in a thirst for knowledge without putting any depth into that. This is again, why I am saying is that I see a few comments wherein they are saying that, okay, as per this video, I was doing that, so now I'm going to completely change it. No, don't completely change it as long as the base is the same. As long as you are in the sadhana of the basic deity's basic form, it's fine. Kaali Bhairava and Mahakali or Smashana Kali, this is the kind of state wherein you will have to go through a lot of changes and it will happen by itself only. So this is the second subject that I wanted to address. Is Brahmacharya important? This also I've received multiple instances that I wanted to address this. The concept of sacrifice is majorly misunderstood. So if you thirst after a specific thing, let us say you are thirsting after laddus, you absolutely love laddus, and now you decided to not consume laddus anymore, but you are doing it as a sacrifice for the deity. But in your mind, you really need laddus. You're mad about laddus. You cannot live without laddus, and you need to eat so much of laddus, so that your body itself tells you, the yantra that it is, your body is the yantra, it tells you that I cannot handle the sight of laddus anymore. I do not want to consume laddus anymore. I do not even show me laddus. Don't talk to me about laddus. I do not even want to walk across a shop that shows me laddus, because I have no interest in it. I have detached. Now, what happens is that somebody who is, laddu is just an example, okay? It could be anything. It could be properties, it could be partners, it could be education itself. You could be hung upon physical education, you have hung upon degrees, and it could be anything. So, if you're hung upon a specific thing and you think that sacrificing it while internally, be very, very honest to yourself. Sacrificing something and saying that for the deity, I'm going to sacrifice this for 10 days, for 48 days. Please understand that that is a very myopic way of looking at things, wherein you realize that your jiva, that is eternal. If you want to say that on those specific days, sacrifice of that thing has to be done because it is not right for your deity's energy, and you're the kind of deity that you're going after would not appreciate that kind of indulgence, then overindulge. Get over that wish to the point that that laddu will now make you feel extremely disgusted. That will help you to not take multiple births just to finish off these desires. Instead, don't take small breaks. Say that I am doing this sacrifice for my deity only and only so that they will give me something. This path specifically for Bhairava and Ma Kaali, it's not about abstinence from things that you still desire for, because this path, I'm not talking about the other paths wherein I'm not talking about the avatar purushas or people in the worship of deities who are full of alangaram. No, specifically understand that I only talk about Kaali Bhairava and Mahakali. Of course, that involves the entire parivara of these two deities itself, the entire family deities of these two, but majorly only about Kaali Bhairava and Mahakali. So whenever I talk a generic subject, please associate that. So this Mashana Devatas, the fastest way to go there is to become that dead body. Doesn't mean that you kill yourself. No. The fastest way to go there is that to be desireless. If you're addicted to coffee, let's say you're addicted to coffee, you cannot live without coffee. Would you have the guts to say that I will have only coffee for the next 10 days and after that point I am no longer addicted to coffee? These are all the ways in which you overindulge and you get rid of certain desires. Try all this. Instead of saying that for 30 days alone I will abstain, especially if this is for the people in the path of Kaali Bhairava and Kaali, do not overindulge. Do not stop yourself from indulging in a specific desire that you yourself continuously, your body is again telling you, your mind is again telling you that when I indulge in this specific thing, I'm not being right in my path. Let's take it as celibacy itself. I'm not being right towards the path of Kaali Bhairava or Mahakali. Now, how do you address this? When you know that, just like the placebo example I gave you, just like the mantra, the example that I gave you, if you do not truly trust that you right now are 100% sincere in this path, and that there is something continuously telling you that no, I'm not sincere in this, no, I'm not sincere in that, I forced myself to be celibate so that I progress, so that my deity is very pleased with my sacrifice, all this is going to harm you. What is it that you desire? Finish it off. These are not the deities who look for sacrifices of desires. They want you to come over it. If you have a desire for laddus, you will take multiple births. Laddu is just an example. If there is a desire for that and only for 30 days you're controlling, and on the 31st day just jumping on that food, and you're not come over it, right? When the body lies there to burn, it has no desires left. That is why these deities reside in the smashana, the point where desires are no longer done. Don't have an abstained life. Don't abstain from anything for them. Abstain by nature. wherein you no longer desire it at all. Even if the mildest hint of you needing that thing is still left, it is still left. For a year you might have abstained, but after 367th day, you want it badly. Then what was the point of it? Why don't you overindulge and get over it? You're born. You have come for a reason. You have come for a reason. Why have you come? What are these urges that continuously talk to you? Finish it off. Realize it. Don't abstain and push it off to another birth. So this, don't take it in a very literal sense. Sit and think on this thought. Don't take it as a direct instruction that, okay, I have specific desire, I will overindulge. Think of it for some time. Just stopping for 30 days when I'm talking about 300 years. When I'm talking about 3000 years. What is this desire going to keep you? Is it going to keep you in a loop where you continuously come back again and again and again? You sit with all the orange robes in a corner, but your mind is still not a brahmachari here. You are physically a brahmachari, but you're not a brahmachari here. Then what are you manifesting? Because you are calling on the deity with the mantras. These are the deities that reside at a point where you are leaving your body and going for the next birth, where your jiva has exited the body. This is where they operate. Their time, be it Kaali or be it Kaali Bhairava, their time. So when you continuously desire, let's say you are living as a brahmachari, but mentally you are not a brahmachari, then your deity is well aware of what is actually pulling you, what is that you seriously desire. Next life you will have that. So how do you get over that? You are alive today, finish it off. Whatever is it that you desire, while keeping your sadhana intact and strong, finish off all your desires. Do not get into a myopic mindset wherein you think that for 30 days you are sacrificing, while on the 31st day you are going mad for it. Then what have you sacrificed and what have you overcome? When you are starving, when you want to get over food, you don't start starving from day one. By the second day you will overindulge and eat more food. How do you get over your urge to eat? It is when you've eaten everything, you no longer urge to eat. That is how you slowly come off. I used to eat 3 times a day, multiple snacks. Then it moved to 2 times. Then it moved to 1 time. Then it's just anything I put into my stomach, I feel fine. Absolutely fine. People will say, how did you lose so much weight? But my weight is still the same. And I'm extremely strong now. So, overindulge. Keep the sadhana intact, very strong. They will break that desire. In that life itself, get over your desires. Don't use it to sacrifice and pretend. This pretentiousness finishes off with other forms. It does not finish with the smashana devatas. They are the ones who sit at the final mode, the final stage where your physical body, which is the body full of desires, which is the body that needs the promotion, which needs partners, which needs houses, which needs cars. These deities reside where that is all gonna burn. So when your entire life you have been praying to these deities, but you still only can sacrifice that laddu for 30 days, they're going to give you another life with a lot of laddus. So it is not just about mantras, it is to truly believe that the basic mantra that you're doing is extremely powerful. Do not desire immediately when another new video comes and okay, he says this, let me do that. Don't do that. Let me tell you, this is the most stable path. The path of Bhairava is the most stable path. It will stay for years and years together. It is the path that Bhairava is the deity who gave a lesson of enlightenment to Brahmadeva itself. So understand that in his path, be stable. Don't jump. Minor corrections happen wherein you understood that with a lot of ambitions, you cannot sit on the funeral pyre and burn. You realize that while having so much of dreams and goals, you cannot sit on the funeral pyre and burn. Then you mildly change the form towards Bhattuka Bhairava. That's it. Do not immediately jump from this to that. What can I do next? Do the basic Nama Japa for the next 10 years. Absolutely do not think for a second that you're not going to progress. If somebody says that, okay, you took a mantra from the net and you did it by yourself, probably he feels left out. And that's why he's saying that I have never bothered about anybody. I have never bothered about anybody's negative criticism. So much has come. Even if you find the most famous person, most powerful person, I will not even fear about criticizing them because I know who is behind me. I know what backup I have. It is not going to affect me at all. But that person will go a little mad when after they criticize me. They will have a lot of sleepless times. I will not. So please understand these deities. These deities are not normal deities. They reside in the smashanas, because that is where you are leaving that physical body which is full of desires, which operates in the Mrityu Loka for all the Maya around, all the desires, all the wealth of the world around. That body is your last holding point that hugs onto these wealth and all these material benefits. So till that body is there, finish off all these desires. Stop sacrificing it for 10 days, 15 days, 20 days, a year, and one day after that going mad behind that desire again. You have not overcome that. If you want to overcome hunger, it is not by being hungry. If you have to be hungry, you be hungry after your body is burnt. When you desire very badly to have food, have so much food that you don't want to see food again. Think of this. Don't immediately start eating food. Don't immediately start eating or running after whatever it is that you desire. Hold sadhana at hand while also finishing off those desires. The faster you finish off those desires, the faster you gain eligibility for the sadhana of Kaali Bhairava, because he sits in the gates of the city of moksha. He is the guru of moksha. He is the state of Kaali Bhairava. How do you attain the state of Kaali Bhairava? You need to become desireless. How do you become desireless? It is not by telling yourself that you no longer have the desire, but no, your body is still here. Why is your body still here? If your desire is truly gone, you should be sitting on the funeral pyre and burning and going off. You're still here because you still desire. Finish it off. Stop this identity crisis where you keep telling yourself that I have no desire of ABCD, so I'll sacrifice for 10 days. On the 11th day, I've lost control. What is the point? Come to a point where you yourself have to ask yourself, do I really desire this anymore, or am I just doing it for the sake of doing? And then the next state comes in wherein you will not even desire and you will not even have interest, and even if it comes to you, mentally you will no longer be satisfied in it at all, because that laddu no longer finds itself appealing. It is there in the fridge, not really interested. It is there. I still had one laddu, but I do no longer have any sensory attachment to it. This point has to be reached in all your desires. That is where Vatuka Bhairava, Ma Durga, all of them operate. Then you move to Kaali Bhairava, Mahakali, where you still might have, based on your karmic implications, you still might have goals that you need to chase. It will come by itself. Nothing can stop. The word stop doesn't exist in the path of Kaali Bhairava or Mahakali. Now, another point that I wanted to discuss. In one of her descriptions of Ma Kali, we always see her as a Digambara. You know, she wears the belt of the Pretas and the human hands that hang in a girdle. She has the Asura's head, which is none other than the Sadhaka, the Prana going right into the bowl of enlightenment. So the entire thing is going into the bowl of enlightenment. All this is there. But how do you approach her? This specific point is very rarely addressed. Let me tell you. One of her descriptions, she has the one who wears babies as earrings, babies. Now, this is a very, very important point for especially any of us who are quite young or still having a lot of desires, but you do not know whether can you go in the path of Mahakali while you have desires. What is it to me? What does it mean to be non-reactive? Does it mean that if I go in the path of Kali, I cannot cry, I cannot have remorse over my failures, or can I not have anger at all? Can I not have any kind of emotions at all? It is not that. You call her Ma Kali, but we do not really consider her as a Ma, because the answer is in this. Why does she wear two babies as her earrings? Is because nothing else she considers as an ornament. Neither is the head that she holds an ornament for her, nor is her khadaga an ornament. Whereas she wears two babies in her ears, Kali, in certain forms. Of course, there are esoteric meanings being given for that. There are some asura who gifted their baby to Ma Kali. All these, we are not going to get into any of the stories. Why did she choose to wear these two asuras as her earring is the point here. sorry, these two babies as a earring is the point here. At this point, she considers these two babies as an ornament which she has adorned herself with, because the sadhaka is also supposed to live life on the Mrityu-loka as if you were a baby. Some kids in the age of 3 to 4 years, how do they live? They do not attach. Like my son would get very angry at something, be it me or some kind of an environmental hazard, environmental stimulus that he might go through, be it his teacher or his or our maid or my mother or my mother-in-law, anybody. He might get very angry, and then after 10 minutes he is fine. That is the exact way in which a sadhaka of Ma Kaali should be. It is absolutely not said that you should not feel anger at all. As you live life in this Mrityu Loka in 2024, you are going to feel a lot of anger towards your boss, your colleagues, your family, your friends. You are continuously going to feel that in the traffic, everywhere. But that doesn't mean that that anger is wrong. It is wrong to hold on to the anger. Just like the example of my son, he would be angry for 30 minutes. After that, he's absolutely not even going to remember why he was angry. It is that sadhaka who will find himself becoming her earring. It is that sadhaka that she will sit with, and who will truly find that she is her mother. That sadhaka. That is how a sadhaka should be. To become an ornament to Ma Kaali, be as if you are a child. Cry. If you want to cry, cry. Wholeheartedly cry. If you want to feel anger, wholeheartedly feel anger, but do not dwell on it. When you dwell on it, you continuously project that into your mantras also. And your mantras lose effect. Your mantras should be completely focused on the form of the deities only. You should continuously think of the deities. Like the clock winds, you think of your other problems, and then the deity comes in. But when you're angry or when you're sad about something, and that's what you're holding on to, that will pull you down. Be as if you were a child. This state is very easy to say. You would think that it is very easy to say, but how does one live? How does one live like this for the rest of his life? It is very easy once you get into the sadhana of Ma Kaali and truly believe in her sadhana, because it is she who will keep you like that. I myself find that there are a lot of enemies or people who would hate me and all that, but I am unable to hold on to it, all this for more than a few hours, couple of hours at the max. After that, it's gone. Neither does it exist in my mind, nor does it exist during my sadhana. This state, if you can achieve the state of the child, you will become her ornament, and you will become a dearest, and she will make you her dearest, keep you on her lap and feed you. This is the state. She will not find that she keeps any other forms of ornaments around. Nothing else is an ornament for her. Even Mahadeva, Kaali Bhairava is at her feet. Not an ornament. But who does she keep as an ornament? It is the baby. It is the baby that finds itself worthy to be called as the ornament of Ma Kaali. Nothing else she wears. Nothing else. Why? Because the baby is a sadhaka. Is a sadhaka who does not attach to anything. It's a sadhaka who only thinks of her. That is the answer. How do you be non-reactive? React, but like a child. A child does not sit and plot for the destruction of its enemies. It gets hurt, it cries, it calls upon, indirectly or directly, it calls upon its own God. When it cries, it's only talking to his deities. He doesn't realize that. Same way you talk to your deities and surrender it there and move on. Immediately next moment, you should not be thinking of that anymore. The ability of you to move on from a problem, the faster you attain that ability, is the faster that you become the ornament that hangs in her ears. The only thing that she considers an ornament is the child. And what is a child? To her, who is before this galaxy itself, she's beyond Milky Way. Even one day the sun is going to explode. Every star has a expiry date. So this Milky Way, our sun will also disintegrate and it will also explode. Before that, the earth is destroyed. The Kali Yuga's end has already come. Entire Milky Way galaxy would break up and sun will break up into particles. And where will the sun go? It will go into the black mass that we can see in the night. Sun will simply go there and dissolve into the universe. The universe will consume it. That is Kaali. So in front of her, you're talking about some boss who scolded you, or some mother-in-law who was rude to you, or some father who scolded you. It's nothing. Don't hold on to it. Forget, surrender, and realize that you are going after the deity who will one day consume the sun itself. And why are you holding on to any kind of grudge when you surrender to her? Your anger towards your father, your sister, your brother, your friend is nothing, literally, practically nothing. So the one who will consume the sun itself, to go to her, you should be able to consume your emotions. Like a child is where you live. To become her ornament, you become a child. Hold on to no negative feelings. Hold on to nothing at all. You feel something, you fully indulged in emotions, you fully cried yourself, forget it. That's how a child is. A child the next minute smiles and walks away. The sadhaka that has truly realized will live as if he is a child. He will go to his job, do the biggest of tasks. He might be at the most powerful seat of the corporate or the government office where he works, or in his business. He will go through a problem, he will leave it. That ability to leave will come through sadhana. It's like a circle, it will come through sadhana, and that will accelerate your sadhana also. This circle needs to be completed. So if you continuously dwell on the problem, you're calling upon that black mass that is seen in the night times, when on a starless night, or on a middle of the night, you go out and look into the sky, that dark mass that will one day consume the energy of sun itself. Sun will explode and get consumed by that mass. When you're calling onto that mass, but you're continuously keeping yourself onto that father who scolded me, that mother who was rude to me, that wife, that sister, or that boss, or my neighbor, you're keeping yourself here while calling upon the power that will one day consume as sun breaks. Just Google this. Even sun has an expiry date. With that, the Milky Way galaxy is over. There are multiple galaxies. So that black mass that science likes to call universe is what we call Kaal and Kaali. The immortal time. You're praying to that energy, you're bringing that energy into you and already trying to dissolve into that energy. But you always talk about this small boss, the small neighbor, this traffic. Do not dwell upon anything for more than what it is worth, like a child, to be her ornament. Everything has an expiry. You need to realize this. You need to understand the sheer depth of what Ma Kaali is before you go to her. You need to understand that she will consume everything. There is nothing that she cannot consume. He who realizes this will be able to get consumed faster, as simple as that. He'll be the master of time. You do not dwell and waste your time upon frivolous, very small things like a bad relationship or a bad comment somebody made, or somebody did not like a post of yours, or it made you sad. All this, you do not dwell on all this. Understand that you are praying and you are almost going close, and you have got the attention of the black mass that will one day consume the most powerful star of our galaxy, that is sun. That energy is now looking upon you. Why do you sit and crib about something that is absolutely meaningless? But am I saying that you should, again, do not start pretending that okay, this does not affect me at all. Then you go back to the same example of celibacy, same example of brahmacharya, same example of desires. If the child does not immediately cry and hold on to it, it will not be able to overcome that. If a pain has come to you, you must cry. You must cry. You must spend time to process it, consume it, throw it out. Do not say that, okay, somebody has hurt me really bad. The video got cut due to storage issues. So again, do not pretend. So like I was saying, do not pretend that the problem has not affected you. It has come to you for a reason. There could be karmic reasons. There could be, once you are in the sadhana of Ma Kaali, karma will be very fast. A small issue that you created somewhere, some past birth or just a week back, might be coming back to you. So wholeheartedly repent. Do not sit and directly plot on how to destroy that enemy or whoever has hurt you. Instead, wholeheartedly repent, cry, don't dwell upon it, move on. This is the sadhaka who will have tremendous ability to progress in the sadhana of, be it Kaali Bhairava or Mahakali or this is the person. This is the person who will finally sit as the ornament and will be even able to fight against Parashurama. Mahavishnu's avatar, Parashurama, I always go back to that, where a sadhaka was able to stand up to an avatar itself. That such is the power of Kali. For that you need to become her ornament. Once you are her ornament, you are practically untouchable. How do you become her ornament? You have to be a child. Pretend that everything is but the world of a child. It is kindergarten. You come here, you come to earth, it is kindergarten. Play around, get hurt, cry nicely, you cry, forget it, go hug your mother. Who's your mother? Ma Kali. Surrender everything to her, watch everything break. When it is when you do not, you try to pretend that no, I am in the path of this one, I'm not affected. Don't react, but wholeheartedly consume that feeling that it gives you, that pain. It is your pain. That is your medicine. Wholeheartedly tell your body that you do feel that pain. Be extremely genuine to the emotions that you are feeling. Be extremely genuine to the fact that you are in pain. Do not try to convince yourself and force yourself and say that you are not in pain. Go back to the placebo examples where science itself has proven that if your body truly believes that what it is consuming is going to solve a specific problem within the body itself, it will start repairing itself. Go read all these experiments, they are there. Read them. So any emotion that has been thrown at you, consume it like a child and forget it. So I think I'm majorly done, and even my storage on my phone is running out. So don't wait for my next video. No, it's not a podcast. It is not a content making machine. I absolutely love talking about her, and she loves talking to me. That is how I think. So whenever it becomes too much, I come and talk. Many times when she has not given, when I say why she has to give the adesh, it means that if I simply come and try to talk, there will be so many problems that I will not be able to talk. So today it has come. Today I am able to sit and talk very smoothly. I knew today morning itself that it will go through smooth. So it has. So when the time is right, I will come. Do not be continuously questioning yourself. When you question yourself whether you are doing it right, that is when the problems come. Please understand, we are praying to a deity who will one day consume the ever-powerful sun. That is the deity you are praying to. Your small mistakes in pronunciations and all, absolutely not going to stop your sadhana. It is still going to work. If there is another birth, it will be an exceptionally good birth. You will go higher and higher. You will have an excellent birth. There will be no money problems. You will be sitting comfortably and you will be able to take care of your sadhana, and then you will continue in that path. But if you keep telling your body that probably what I'm doing is not right, I need to ask this person has not replied, when will this person reply? You are putting more effort into that person's reply than to the deity who will one day consume the sun itself. As the sun breaks, that blackness is Kali. That black mass that nobody still knows. We're still putting billions and billions of dollars worth of spacecrafts and trying to understand what it is. Nobody still knows. But the one who will sit in a corner under a tree and truly meditate is much bigger than those billion-dollar spacecrafts. He's already there. So believe. Stop pretending. If a problem has come, it is causing you pain. Like a child, you cry. Like a child, you get angry. Do not dwell on it. Like a child, you also forget and move on, because the problem has been surrendered to this black mass that is Ma Kali. Nobody has seen what she is. Anybody who's seen might not be in the physical body anymore, because that will one day consume the sun that you cannot stand. Can you go and stand in the mid-noon sunlight? Can you go and stand there without a cap during peak summer? Can you stand that powerful the sun is? But one day that sun breaks, and that also is consumed by Kali, the black mass that humans try to make sense of by spending spacecrafts and satellites. Nothing. Nobody still has an answer. What is it? Our mantras have the answer. She is time. She stands on time. She controls time. So I think I'm majorly done for today. I have purposely also slowed down some of my videos because I think people get confused. I talk about another form. People think that, okay, I should go to this form. They do not think that what they're already doing is they're disrespecting that. Do the basic corrections. You cannot pray to Kaali Bhairava and ask him for a promotion. He's the guru of moksha. He's sitting there for a reason. You cannot say. I've seen even very famous people very recently, somewhere on YouTube itself, that the person is full of materialistic goals. He is planning his next mission. He has huge material goals, but he says his Ishta is Kaali Bhairava. He has been misguided. Kaali Bhairava is definitely the most powerful form of Bhairava itself. It's the final form. It is Nandishwara to Sadashiva. Kaali Bhairava is that too. Swachanda Bhairava, Swachandanath, the ultimate form of Bhairava. That is what Kaali Bhairava is. But at that point, you no longer have desires and all that. Your birth itself will not be about all that. The reason why somebody is achieving exceptionally high levels of materials in that life is because they have done sadhana in the previous birth, but desires they pretended to not have those desires while they did have it. So you don't make that mistake. Do not pretend. Finish it off. But don't leave sadhana. Don't think that if I indulge in this, will my sadhana get affected? Please understand, this is a smashana devatas. Your body will burn in front of them. So your body is still here. It is because there were desires. Finish it off. Do not abstain while mentally craving for it. As simple as that. So I think I'm done for today.